Hello, everybody. Brother Ed coming to you once again from Louisville, Kentucky. And honestly, today, am I really going to be bringing you news you can use? Not really. Am I going to tell you what's really going on? Maybe. Will I tell you anything that you might not already possibly be thinking yourself? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that. North Carolina has declared a state of emergency with reference to the killing of unarmed pigmented people by non-pigmented police. I seriously doubt myself that there have been that many of these shootings or killings in North Carolina that they need to declare a state of emergency. The state of emergency likely, I would say, if anything, would be due to all of the violent protesting that really should be called violent protesting. I wouldn't even call it civil unrest. I would call it what it is, violent protesting. Violent and destructive. There was, I don't know what city it was. Got this from Dabu 7. But he was saying that a pigmented man in his 40s was shot by a non-pigmented police officer. I'm trying to get away from using certain words because they're just divisive and destructive. And according to the story, this man was shot while attempting to drive away and or evade arrest. What the details are involved in all this, I don't know. I don't know if he was armed or unarmed. I have no idea. But if he was unarmed, then there's gonna be a big problem. If this even happened. I hate saying that, but I don't know about you, but I have noticed there has been what I consider to be a really big uptick since the trial of Chauvin in what is supposed to be pigmented people being shot by non-pigmented officers. And quite frankly, with everything that has happened over the last year, and everything that is continuing to happen, I really just do not believe that these officers are stupid enough to haphazardly just start shooting, especially pigmented people at this point, without there being justifiable cause for doing it. And I cannot believe that they are not thinking a lot more than just twice before they even get that gun out, much less point it at somebody and pull a trigger. Because they know what's going to happen if they do. And if these things are true, and these cops are actually doing this, then it sounds to me like someone out there somewhere is encouraging them to do this for no reason other than to make things the whole lot worse. That's what it's looking like to me. Either A, they're not really shooting and killing all these people, and it's being made up, or it's not being made up, And they're doing it deliberately just to flame all these tensions that are going on with reference to pigment. Something so small and so trivial that the only people who really even care about it are the ones who are out there acting the fool in the streets of this country. None of the rest of us care. No, I don't. Please. I have 2 pigmented nephews and a pigmented niece. You really think I care how much pigment anybody's got in their damn skin? Nope. Be quite honest with you, when it comes to certain aspects of life, we'll just put it that way, I get pretty turned on by pigment. I'm a pretty fair-complected fella, that just has always been a real exciting thing. The contrast in skin tones and what have you. I like it myself. But getting on to, I don't know, I would say a more serious but positive note. I'm just really glad that where truly godly people are concerned, we don't concern ourselves with all this crap. We just don't. I'm not saying I'm necessarily truly godly, but truly godly people won't concern themselves with that. One of the churches that I went to when I was a kid was predominantly white congregation, but we had a Jamaican American in our congregation, had been there for a very long time. I don't remember him ever not being there, and I started going to that church when I was a young teenager. His name was Brother Stewart. I used to love to listen to him sing. And his wife, oh, I loved his wife. She was just such a sweet, sweet, sweet woman. She always called all of his kids her babies. I just loved her. We didn't care. None of us cared. And you know why we didn't care? We didn't care because we knew, and we still know, one very important thing. When we get to heaven, God's people are going to be one big rainbow of beautiful colors, because God's people are all over the world, and they're and they're every color in the world. So why? I mean, there's just no point in caring about these things. There never has been. There never will be. And why people want to put so much emphasis on this? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So, what do? We do the same thing that we do every day. Wait for God to let us know when the time is right to go. Because the time is coming. I don't know when it's going to be, but I do believe that it's going to be pretty soon. Just trying to imagine a time frame, I have no idea. But I'm thinking surely no later than fall. It could be later than that. But whenever it does happen, I really do believe that it is going to be in the fall when we have to bug out. I really do. Because I'm just going to tell you why. These people want us to be at a disadvantage. And the people who have not prepped or have done very little prepping, fall is going to be a bad time of year. Fall or winter. would be a bad time of year to have to get the hell out of Dodge, because you're not going to be able to grow anything, really. Not unless you have a greenhouse, you might be able to still grow some food, but if you don't, then you're going to be in bad shape, and that's going to be the vast majority of the country, and that's what they want. So I'm thinking that when it happens, it's going to likely be either fall or winter. I really do believe that will. What year? I don't know. But I do believe that something really huge, if not more than one thing, is going to happen. I did hear recently that a group of scientists got together and discussed that the New Madrid fault line is very likely going to explode with movement within the next couple of years. They actually said that it's possible they have X amount of percentage that it could happen by sometime near the end of this year, and a higher percentage that it would happen sometime between now and 2024, which is not that long. That fault line goes, and it goes like it did back in the 1800s. We really going to be in trouble. The whole country will be in trouble because there won't be any way to get anything shipped anywhere from the East Coast to the West Coast and vice versa. It won't be possible. There are many things that could happen, and probably all of them will. I'm just saying that when the time comes that these things happen, it's probably going to be at the worst possible time of year. So be ready. Be as ready as you can be. As I tell you every day, be as ready as you can be at all times, because you don't know when. We know it will. We know stuff is coming down, and it's going to be bad, but we don't know exactly when it's going to happen. And that's not even including the craziness that's going on in the White House with all this money spending that is likely going to cause, if nothing else happens before this does, we're definitely going to see a complete and utter global economic crash down. It's going to happen. As I said, all there is to do at this point, only things that we can do, love each other, be as well prepared as we can be at all times, be kind to everyone you come in contact with, and I do mean everyone, no matter how crappy they may be. Be sweet. Be in the Word every day. Be the best person you can be. And don't stop praying, folks. Don't stop praying for divine intervention. And as I have said, and I'm going to continue to say, I would focus that on your state, your city, and your family. Till next time, Brother Ed, signing out with love.